So today I wanted to talk about the possible cause of anxiety, of panic attacks, of a deep feeling of sadness and being left alone. So I know that many people are suffering from those symptoms or those feelings, and maybe you also know this and you have experienced this. And I want to give you an example of one very touching one-on-one session that I have had, and in the end I also give you a practical tool what you can use to immediately shift your energy, to immediately get back into your field and create a safe energy field around you. And so in my one-on-one session, if somebody is coming and suffering from those feelings, that the things that is blocking her or him to fully live his life in the day-to-day life, because panic or anxiety can be very deeply rooted and can, for some people it can be difficult to live their day-to-day life and do the things they would normally do or would love to do. And I always in my sessions go back to the source. I try to figure out what is the reason. When did this energy for the first time manifest in the energy field of the person? And so we travel back to the origin and release it there where it started, so then it can heal into the present moment, into the here and now. And sometimes the root of a certain feeling can be so deep that it feels almost as if it's not from this world, if it's not coming from this world. And if you have those feelings, this might be true. So we carry also story within us that we took over from our past lives. And of course there are many stories that can also that give us strength and power. But there are also stories that we still carry within us, our DNA and our cells and our nervous system, that might be traumatic experiences of feelings that block us now in our life here. And this is why this work, I'm so fascinated about this work, because every time when someone comes to see me before the session, I also don't know where we will travel and what is going to happen. And it's always a very special moment to travel there and to see what's happened, to feel what happened and to release it. So many times an energetic cluster, let's say, or blockage can be released by us seeing it, by giving it space, by feeling it again, and then automatically it can already flow and be released. And also with my help, with the help of the energy healing that I do, the energy has the possibility then to get back into the flow. So I lately had a very touching session. So this woman came to see me because she was carrying such a deep sadness inside of her, and she didn't know why. She was sometimes not able to function in her day-to-day life because she was spending a lot of time with this deep grief that felt from another dimension, felt from another world, in combination with the anxiety and the sadness and this feeling of being alone. And in her session, we traveled back to a past life of hers that led us back to Atlantis, the time in Atlantis. And I was really surprised about this, because for me it was the first regression that went into this time. And also for her, she didn't even know anything about this theme. And if something like this happens for me, that's even more surprising and exciting if the person that is coming doesn't even know about it. And so we traveled back. I took her back into her life when she used to live in Atlantis, and she described a beautiful planet full with green colors and beautiful birds and nature, and that she was living in a sort of tribe there together, and they were living in peace together and harmony together. And but then she described little by little the change of the frequency, the change of the energy that was there in Atlantis, because many people decided to walk over to the so-called dark side. She couldn't really describe it. She described it as like a black clouds hanging over them, and little by little all the people left to go to the other side. And for her, watching this was very painful, because she used to work as a sort of a healer or a priest in that life. Also, we saw that. And seeing that the people little by little pass over or go to the other side, and she couldn't do anything, made her really, really sad. And she described that once if a person left the light side into the dark side, there was no coming back. And in that life, she felt absolutely paralyzed to watch all the people leaving to the other side without being able to do anything. And also one of her closest friends in that life also passed over to the other side. And in her there was this feeling from that life of not being able to do anything, of watching that this is happening, of this panic of not being able to help those people. It was about the people that left to the dark side. And so, the session was around 2 hours long. There were many things that we saw and that we experienced, and but we figured that this was so deeply stored within her, the loss of the people that left her in this lifetime, that it was still with her, this grief, this sadness, and also this feeling of not being able to do anything, to seeing how the darkness is taking over. And once we saw this, it made things so much more logic. It made it so much more clear why she was suffering still from the symptoms in her life now. And a beautiful thing that we also saw, because there's always things that we let go of, but there's also always things we can connect back to. So on one hand, we saw where these feelings are coming from, like where all this darkness inside of her is coming from, but then also we saw so many beautiful things that the community there did. So she was working as a sort of a priestess, and they were holding many ceremonies there together also in order to trying to lift the frequency of Atlantis at that time. And those ceremonies, she described it as very holy and wholesome, and we could feel the energy that also was there, the energy of the light that she had all this light energy inside of her. And as we walked through the story, seeing her fighting for the light, trying to enlighten the planet again, enlighten the people again, trying to keep them on the light side, we also could feel this immense power that she had and the wisdom she carried inside. And this was a very touching and beautiful feeling. And in the end of the scene, it was clear that she was still sad about all the losses that she witnessed in this life, but also she was able to keep the light up with the healing work that she did in this lifetime. And this was something very beautiful to see, that she was able to keep the light up, and in the end the light was able to shine over the darkness, even though the people that left to the other side were kind of lost. So there was also so many good things that she remembered from this life, all the power she had, all the wisdom, all the love she carried inside of her, and we connected back to this part in her. And this was like a very, very touching session and a very deep session, but in the end it made me clear that so many things we cannot fully understand with our rational mind are still stored inside of us, are still there with us. And it is such a treasure to travel back in time, to see those situations, feel those situations, release them, and also to connect back to the good things that there were. Because she was such a beautiful, powerful woman, and that's something that she can use now in her life here. And this is also why we're here, every single one of us. We all have these gifts from our past lives and our past experience, and we are here to let them shine, to bring them out. And sometimes we forget this, or we still stuck in the negative experiences. And yeah, this is why I'm here, to help you with that, to figure out what your light is, to bring it back so it can shine through, so you can bring this light in this lifetime here and work with your light. And if you start to do this, then automatically your frequency will raise. Automatically all these non-beneficial feelings that you were feeling before will be replaced by this light, by the power in you and the love in you. And you will see that your whole life will start to shift. And yes, this is a beautiful work, and I'm happy to share this with as many people as I can. So I hope this little example gave you a little insight about how my work works and also what we can do in it. Maybe I will do a separate story only about the Atlantis experience, because it was so beautiful. And I still want to give you a practical tool that you can use, and also one little snippet of some other sessions that I gave, and this in several sessions also that led back into a past life. We can have past lives that are here on Earth, that took place on Earth. Atlantis in the end was also part on Earth. And there are also past lives that lead back into the cosmic, to our cosmos family, cosmic family. And sometimes this feeling of absolutely being lost and alone may also arise because you forgot the connection to where you originally came from. And connecting back to this is the most powerful process and feeling. So many of us have, or I would say all of us have, a soul family out there that is still there, and that is there to hold the energy for you. And also in my sessions we can travel there and connect back to that, and that's always a very touching and wholesome experience. And also maybe about this I will talk more in length in another video. So just what I wanted to give you in this video is that you might carry stored trauma and blockages inside of you, but you're also carrying a lot of light in you. You have a soul family that is there for you, that is with you, and you can remind yourself of that again. And yes, now I give you a quick tool how you can immediately shift and raise your energy. So no matter where you are, you can do this even if you're outside, if you're walking, if you wherever you are. Of course, it's the easiest if you do this and you sit down somewhere, and it's just, we will raise our energy by breathing together. So if you can, close your eyes softly just for some breath, and imagine that very gently you breathe in and breathe out. And now imagine that with your next inhalation you take in like a white golden light, and you send this white golden light through your system as you exhale out. Imagining inhaling a white golden light that is connected to the highest source of love, with the highest vibration, with protection, nourishment and healing. Exhaling out, send it through your body. Continue to inhale this white golden light with the highest vibration of protection and love. And as you exhale, send it through your body, through your cells. Let it nourish you, let it hold you. And as you're continuing to breathe, so imagine that this white golden light is able to unblock anything that keeps you from living your life. This white golden light is there to float into your cells, into your body, even into your DNA, and take everything with it that you don't need anymore. Old blockages, trauma, emotions that are not beneficial anymore. Simply by letting this light passing through you. And you can do this several breaths, and as you do so, you can imagine that the light is traveling through your body, through your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, through all times, dimensions, into every past life of yours, every experience of yours, and is clearing and cleansing everything that you don't need anymore. And in the same time, it's filling you up and realigning your energy with the highest source of love and of light. Inhaling white golden light, Exhaling, send this white golden light through your system, nourishing you, holding you, building up the energy field around you that keeps you safe. Beautiful. You can do this anytime that you feel you need support. It is always there, it's connected to the highest source, and it's waiting for you to be used. So use it several times a day. Imagine simply some breath to refresh your cells, your system, to keep you safe. Powerful tool, a simple tool. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope I could give you some insights, and if you want to know more about it, of course you can write me, you can ask me for information, you can book your one-on-one session online or offline in Berlin, and I'm really happy to get to know you and to work with you and to figure out what we can do for you in order to let you feel more wholesome and more shiny, and to little by little bring to the surface what is already there from you, because you are here to share your light, and you are seen and you are loved, and you deserve to be happy, and you deserve to feel whole, and you deserve to be in your full energy and express it. This is why we're here for. So I hope to talk to you soon, and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Goodbye, everyone.